Hey guys, let's get into our energy of the weekend, closing out this first week of the month of September, and we have some very positive vibes to report on. I am pleased to say we have the Sun and Jupiter coming into an exact trine in the sky. This is a very positive energy, one of the most positive aspects in all of astrology, actually. Optimism, hope, faith, confidence. We should be just feeling pretty good. Things should be working in our favor. We're probably riding pretty high. This is just generally some very high vibes coming in. Now, what is actually unique about this Sun Jupiter trine, though, is that Mercury retrograde also just formed a trine to Jupiter on Monday to start our week. Between Monday and Friday, ending our week, actually, the Sun and Mercury have flip-flopped degrees. The Sun today on Friday is currently at the degree where Mercury was on Monday, and Mercury today on Friday is at the degree where the Sun was on Monday. So there could be some repeating patterns of things that went on Monday that show back up today somehow, but we have more of this revelation energy going on, gaining a broader perspective, finding some things out, gaining some clarity, gaining some awareness, perhaps about things from the past. But overall, we are looking at some very positive energy heading into the weekend. Now, by the time we get to Sunday, vibes are going to shift a little bit. We are coming back in the crosshairs of this grand cross and cardinal signs that we've sort of been dealing with since the Cancer cycle. That's, of course, because Pluto right now is in a square to the nodes of the moon in Aries and Libra, and the moon transiting late Cancer will form an opposition to Pluto on Sunday. So whereas, things are looking really good for Friday and Saturday, by the time we get to Sunday, we may kind of be picking up on this like internalized itch we can't scratch, or, just some deep, powerful feelings that are sort of bubbling up within us, generating or acting as a catalyst, pushing us towards some type of change. The past and the future could really be sort of hanging in the balance on Sunday as well. So all that being said, you guys, let's get into it. Let's talk about the energy as we have it coming together this weekend in a little bit more detail. Let's see what things are looking like for us on the ground, and what it is that we can expect moving through this weekend and heading towards next week. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Friday, September 8th, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day, where we are narrating the shift of the ages on this channel. What we are doing is we are looking at the astrology, the transits, the activations in real time as they are happening. How are these probably impacting us, in our day-to-day lives? But we are also keeping in mind right now that we are in a transition of ages. We are transitioning from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, and we are really very much in the thick of that transition, and we have been over the past couple of years, and we will be over this next couple of years, next several years as well. But in that context, we need to realize that these changes that are happening within us, and therefore in our external reality around us right now, have a lot to do with these energetic activations that are happening as well, and the ways that they are shifting and changing, transforming our own energy body, our own internal frequencies. And as a result of that, there's a lot of changes that are happening in our own lives and in the world around us, because universe is pulling us towards the age of Aquarius, and we actually, humanity, through our interaction with these new frequencies and activations that are coming in, are becoming anchors for these new Aquarian energies to assist in this transition of ages as we move towards an age of self-mastery, an age of self-understanding, self-knowledge, and a much greater ability to consciously co-create our reality with God, Spirit, Universe, moving forward, moving into the future. And the age of Aquarius is going to look a lot different than things have looked up until this point in time. But, if you're wondering why everything seems so wild and crazy and unpredictable right now, it has a lot to do with us coming to a point in time where nothing that is out of alignment with authenticity and truth and integrity and true potential and purpose can continue to play a significant role. So as we are analyzing this energy, as we are talking about how things are coming together on a day-to-day basis, we also need to remember that the energy and the activations and what's happening within us and what's happening around us now are are serving this greater purpose of also transitioning us into the age of Aquarius. So that is the lens through which we are viewing astrology on this channel. I'm telling you guys, I am having a very rough Mercury retrograde day. This is like my third or fourth attempt to do this video today because I cannot get the words out. So we're gonna hope for the best, and I'm sorry if I am saying the wrong words and misspeaking and stuff like that. I'm doing my best. Full disclosure, I'm actually recording this video on Monday, September 4th, when Mercury and Jupiter are in their exact trine, while Jupiter is stationing retrograde in the sky. So I'm not really surprised that the Mercury retrograde energy is really getting to me in this moment, but it's very interesting because there are massive similarities actually between the energy of Monday, September 4th and the energy that is incoming for Friday, September 8th, which is what I'm doing this video on. This is a video for Friday, September 8th through the 10th, through Sunday, September 10th. And you don't see this a lot in astrology, but the Sun and Mercury between Monday when we start the week and Friday when we end the week are actually switching degrees in the sky, while Jupiter is in exact trine to one of them, depending on which one is at the 16 degrees. Listen to how this is working out, okay? If you guys watched my Monday video, I was talking about how, Jupiter stationed retrograde, obviously, but also it happened in exact trine to Mercury in Earth signs. That is because Jupiter currently is at 16 degrees of the sign of Taurus, stationed retrograde, just having gone retrograde. And also, whenever a planet stations in the sky, it has a tendency of staying at that specific degree for a much longer period of time than it normally would. So we have Jupiter just hold out, right, at that 16 degrees of Taurus because of his stationing process. Now, we had Mercury retrograde come into an exact trine with Jupiter to start our week as Jupiter stationed. So this is some big information, right? And at that point in time on Monday, when Mercury was at 16 degrees of Virgo, we also had the Sun that day at 12 degrees of Virgo. Now, fast forward to Friday, we actually have Mercury has retrograded back to 12 degrees of Virgo where the Sun was on Monday, while the Sun has come to 16 degrees of Virgo where Mercury was on Monday, still forming the exact trine to Jupiter because Jupiter hasn't moved because Jupiter is stationed. You guys follow me? You guys understand what I'm saying? I'm sure you do. Hopefully your brain is moving faster than mine is today, but that's how this is working out. And another thing to keep in mind as I'm describing this energy, Jupiter and Mercury in a trine together in earth signs, this is energy that can make ideas or communication or messages really spread in expansive ways, really go quite viral. The first pass actually of Mercury and Jupiter in exact conjunction, and I need to say because Mercury has been going retrograde through Virgo while Jupiter has been in Taurus, there will be three Mercury Jupiter trines because Mercury came through, hit the trine to Jupiter while Jupiter's in Taurus, Mercury's in Virgo, went past that, went stationed retrograde, reversed, back it up, and on Monday hit the second exact Mercury Jupiter trine. When Mercury keeps going backwards, we'll station direct and we'll come forward again and we'll hit that for a third time. So we sort of have three passes of this opportunity for this big news in some way to just gain some viral traction or something like that. And I will also say the first pass of that energy on the exact day when we had Mercury and Jupiter trine, that was the day that viral song Richmond North of Richmond was released by Oliver Anthony, if you guys have been following that. And that made quite a big cultural impact and really brought a lot of people together in some very significant ways that up until this point in time had sort of been lacking. And it's just been interesting to watch that play out. And the second chapter, okay, of that energy hit on Monday. And then on Friday of this same week, the Sun is hitting that exact position as well, while Mercury has exactly switched positions with where the Sun was when Mercury was in that spot. So I know that's a lot of words, and I hope that wasn't too sort of all over the place and confusing. But that's we've got a switcheroo going on. And so the energy on Friday could really in a lot of ways mirror whatever we had going on Monday. And I guess, what I'm trying to say is we still are in this energy that is providing opportunity, okay, for this viral information that we are learning on a very large or significant scale that just opens our eyes to something, broadens our viewpoint, broadens our perspective, shows us something. This is also because we have Jupiter retrograde now as well, and we also have Mercury retrograde. This is showing us something about the past that maybe we had been viewing through like an incorrect context or something, or we were missing details or missing information, or thinking about wrong even. Something big, something, it's like profound, it's like expansive, and it's also, again, like this, whatever we're learning, whatever awareness we're gaining this entire week. Don't forget, we also had a Mercury Sun conjunction happening simultaneously. So, the spotlight showing us, illuminating something to us has just been the whole vibe this entire week. Mercury and the Sun together, this is an opportunity to gain clarity and insight into something, with Mercury retrograde about the past, Mercury retrograde trining Jupiter station retrograde. This is also huge information making a significant impact perhaps about the past, showing us or teaching us something that we didn't know, okay? And now that we do know, okay, it like changes things or creates a scenario that will lead to some type of lasting and very necessary change. This, if you guys watched my September overview, there is something about the first 2 weeks of the month of September that are very catalytic in terms of some significant changes that are really going to begin to go on in the last week of September, specifically in regards to like relationship dynamics and, social affiliations and, who we have been defining ourselves by in the context of like social groups and stuff like that. There is a definite sort of like need to break ourselves away from the pack and kind of like go in our own direction coming up here over this winter and moving into 2024 as the North Node in Aries becomes very active, and Mars's transit through Libra also, and even moving into Libra season. It's interesting. I honestly have not looked at Libra season this year yet, but I have a feeling, Libra season is usually quite a cohesive time of year where we are, it's very good for like interpersonal relationships and socializing and friend groups. It's like the social butterfly season. But I have a feeling that this Libra season is going to be a lot more about us like being very picky about our friends and our interactions, and really, as opposed to maybe craving the unity of a group, like feeling that it's time for us to maybe distance ourselves or detach ourselves from maybe the unity of the group that we used to cling to in some way, form, or fashion. So just a little glimpse into the future view of what's ahead coming up here as we move into the month of October, essentially. But anyways, for this day, generally Friday to start our weekend, this is a day when things are probably likely to go quite well. We're probably riding very high. I mean, Jupiter trine the Sun, this traditionally is one of the most positive aspects in all of astrology, the great benefic, and the Sun, Jupiter ruling growth, Jupiter ruling expansion, and a facilitation, like a supporting and assisting aspect with like what it is we need to grow and thrive and feel alive. Like this is very supportive energy to our own personal process of growth and expansion that is going on right now. And as a result of that, this is tremendous energy, you guys, for any like lifestyle redos that we feel like we need to have going on. Like this is perfect energy this week, perfect energy this weekend to like put together, like a new fitness plan or a new diet routine, or just like really focus on self-care, to do some research into maybe something that has been bothering us physically and maybe like natural remedies or something like that, new supplements that we could take to like benefit us in some way, or to alleviate some type of maybe like imbalance going on within us. But it's just a very, very, very great opportunity for us to really like analyze our lifestyle, our diet, our habits, our routines, what is working for for us, what is not, what can we do to be, you know, more healthy and to take better care of ourselves and to be more responsible for our own health and well-being. I feel like this energy, you know, and I'm saying that because the sun is in the sign of Virgo, which is all about our lifestyle and our routines and our habits and how we take care of ourselves. And as a result of that, you know, diet, fitness, nutrition, like supplements, like self-care, all of that type of stuff is very prominent. And with the trine to Jupiter, this is learning new things. This is gaining a level of truth. This is gaining like a higher perspective on something. And it's just a very good energy for, you know, doing research into or learning about or even like implementing something that is going to enhance our own well-being and enhance the way that we are taking care of ourselves, enhance our health, enhance our lifestyle. And the changes that we make now, you guys, along those lines, the energy and the time and the, you know, the focus that we put into figuring out how to take better care of ourselves, how to be more healthy, how to be more responsible for our own health and well-being, we will see like big benefits from this. This is definitely like, these are very productive, positive remedies and solutions that are coming in this energy that will like pay off. Okay, Jupiter's retrograde right now, so it's like the fixes that we are implementing via what we're learning or the truth that we're gaining or the higher level of awareness or understanding that we are gaining in this energy will when, you know, once we go Jupiter direct and everything, we'll have some productive, positive, abundant, like beneficial payoffs. So very, very good energy this weekend for learning new productive things that benefit lifestyle and daily routines, making positive changes to diet, nutrition, and how we, again, look after and take care of ourselves. Huge gains in health and well-being via learning and changing our behaviors as a result. Lots of people are going to be getting physically healthier, I think, over this next couple of months. And it's as a result, again, of like a self-propelled motivation to take better care and to take more responsibility for our own health and well-being, and therefore making different lifestyle and dietary choices, and therefore, you know, experiencing an enhanced level of physical health moving forward, which is also a part of our transitional process right now. We are in a 1.5 year phase of growth that has a lot to do with self-mastery, with being more independent, and with making personal choices that are in alignment with our own personal well-being, you know, not necessarily making choices anymore that benefit the group cohesion or the group mind or, you know, the group consensus or whatever, but instead making our own individual choices that are directly beneficial to our own personal well-being. Because another aspect of the North Node's transit through the sign of Aries, we are being called collectively but individually on like our own personal hero's journey, like our own, it's sort of like a mission. We're having destiny activated for us in one way or another, and we need to rise to the challenge. This is a 1.5 year about overcoming past weaknesses that have held us back, of, you know, gaining confidence and being our own knight in shining armor, essentially, as we re-identify our own purpose in alignment with this destiny activating energy that is coming through right now. Because again, we are in a transition of ages, and that is a very fundamental part of us being able to anchor in these new frequencies, to really come back home to ourselves, to get back in alignment with the truth of our own authenticity right now, as that is what is represented by the Aquarian energy, our own authenticity, our own personal truth, our own potential, our own purpose extrapolated from that, and then the destiny activation that is associated with that, because that's what Uranus does. Uranus uncovers and aligns authentic purpose and potential so that universe can expand in alignment with, you know, the cosmic blueprint. Uranus has a lot to do with the future, a lot to do with divine intervention, a lot to do with helping us to make changes that we haven't been able to make for ourselves in order to put us back into alignment with essentially like the truth of our own potential. Uranus energy is all about assuring that potential is able to turn into purpose in a way that fulfills destiny on a greater level, as required by the cosmic blueprint, in order so this universal expansion can take place. And we are all playing our role in that process right now, like I said. And this energy is moving us in the direction where we are even more capable of doing that. Okay, so showing us something like that is what is, Jupiter is it's Sagittarius energy too. It's about seeking, it's about trying to figure things out. It's about gaining understanding. It's about gaining perspective. It's about this bird's eye view coming through. And with the retrograde energy as well, it's about solutions. But, Virgo, okay, this could have to do with health. This could have to do with well-being. This could also, with Jupiter in the sign of Taurus, be very money-oriented, having to do with deals or partnerships where things have not been working, right? This is a very solution-oriented Jupiterian trine, with the earth signs being the focal point, and especially the Virgo Taurus energy. Virgo is all about the harvest. Taurus has a lot to do with, potential translated into purpose as well, into like functionality manifest tangibly in the 3D reality. How can we translate creative potential and build it, manifest it into something that serves a physical, tangible purpose? And this has to do with resources and partnerships, and has a lot to do with like financial stuff as well. So, money oriented things could really be intertwined in whatever awareness we are gaining in this energy as well. But is ultimately, like I said, solution oriented, helping us to figure out what has not been working, what needs to be fixed, seeking knowledge, doing research. On Friday also, it's a pretty good day for dealing with authority. I will say that as well. We also have a Cancer moon going on that's forming a trine to Saturn. It is also forming a square to Mars. So again, like there is just sort of in the energy like we had Wednesday when the moon was in trine to Mars, there is also a potential for maybe some elevated passions, or for people to be a bit riled up by whatever awareness or revelations we're gaining in this energy. That is sort of another thing that I've been talking about all week. It's like whatever we're learning or finding out, it's like it's motivating some type of change. Like people are having kind of a heated response to it. It's not just like something we're just like letting go and like letting run off of our back or off of our shoulders or something. It's like, no, now that I know this, like I must take some type of action. Like I must respond. Like I can't let this just like sit, it's stirring up passions, and people could be responding with some anger as well. It could be creating some conflict, especially some internalized conflict with the moon forming the square on Friday. But I do feel like the Sun Jupiter trine is really going to be running the show. So great day to be productive, you guys. Do something useful for yourself, because it will likely pay off, or for, some dimension of your life in some capacity, restoring a sense of faith, hope, optimism, and enthusiasm for life. Also, we've got, again, the same Sabian symbols in place on Friday as we had on Monday, like I said, except for we have the Sun at 16 degrees of Virgo on Friday. That Sabian symbol, of course, is delighted children crowd around the orangutan cage in a zoo. This is again like we're seeking something new, like we want something stimulating, we want some new experiences, like there's the sense of novelty that is coming through right now. But we've got Mercury at 12 degrees of Virgo. That Sabian symbol is a bride with her veil snatched away. But like, we're seeing the truth about things simultaneously as well. And maybe that is what is causing us to want to move away from some things and move towards something new. But we've also got the Earth at 16 degrees of Pisces on Friday. That Sabian symbol is in the quiet of his study. A creative individual experiences the flow of inspiration. So the way that, this symbolism is connecting, it is again reminding me of whatever it is that we're finding out, whatever it is that we are seeing the truth about, whatever's been hidden that is coming to light in this energy. It is inspiring something within us to reach for something new, to do something different, to want to experience, or to, take some type of action that's like out of the ordinary for us. So interesting energy again that we have coming in, and it is just all about this this expanded understanding of things that, again, we didn't even necessarily know that we didn't know. Okay, so that's what the energy is looking like for Friday. Now, moving into Saturday, this is an extremely harmonious energy day. This is a very positive energy day, and we are probably, I mean, things could be a bit emotional, things could be a bit sentimental. Our compassion, our like level of compassion is probably pretty like strong in the energy on Saturday, but we have this beautiful, right, this beautiful trine playing out between Jupiter and the Sun that I've been talking about, between Taurus and Virgo. But on Saturday, the moon in Cancer, the moon will hit the mid degrees of Cancer, and the moon will actually function as an exact midpoint in between the Sun in Virgo and Jupiter in Taurus. So while we have this very harmonious energy that is really assisting us to grow and expand in some type of way in alignment with what is true for us now, somehow we've got the moon really balancing that out and simultaneously like harmonizing this expansive energy that's going on one hand and this illumination energy that is going on the other hand. Now, it is a moon in Cancer, so again, you know, this could have a lot to do with like home or family. We could feel very like sentimental or connected or just like very strongly in our feelings in the energy on Saturday. But it's a beautiful day, really. It's just a beautiful energy day. Like, I honestly, there isn't too much to report on because it's just one of those very nice days. Like, we should generally be feeling really good. People around us should be in a good mood. Like, we shouldn't really be dealing with much resistance in terms of whatever it is that we're trying to get done or our interactions with others. Like, people are probably just going to have some really nice plans that play out really well. It's like whatever we're engaged in or whatever activities that we're doing or whatever is going on generally in the energy on Saturday, we're feeling good about it. It's gonna go well. You're gonna have a good time. So this is just a really, really nice day to live life, okay? And again, like, I do recommend though using this energy to do something productive for yourself somehow that is in some way contributing to a sense of personal growth, because we've got the Sun and we've got Jupiter in a trine. This energy is very conducive for personal growth between Taurus and Virgo. Again, this is like working on things, you know, projects also, like what we're putting our energy into, creative projects, the things that we've been working to cultivate. Like, we could really gain some very positive, productive solutions, or just really have like the energy that we are putting into working on those things on Saturday could be generate some very good results as well. So Saturday, just across the board, I feel like really nice day for everyone. Now on Sunday, we do have a bit of an energetic shift. We are moving back into the crosshairs of this grand crossing cardinal signs that has sort of been a feature of our energy strongly ever since we had the new moon in Cancer that happened in July, which was a very severe grand cross with the Sun and the moon, an exact opposition essentially to Pluto, and the nodes of the moon having just moved into Aries and Libra. This was a major turning point. This was essentially telling us that things are not going back, and moving forward, things are going to start to look a lot different. That was really like end of an era type of energy that we went through. And, you know, since that point in time, the nodes have started to move away from Pluto. So this energy has broken down a little bit, but you know, once a month, whenever we have the moon coming into an opposition with Pluto, while Pluto is still in proximity to the nodes and these cardinal signs, this is activating this grand cross energy. And that's what we have going on Sunday, okay? And so this is intense. Like, the vibes are definitely probably going to shift from just being like sky high on top of the world to, again, feeling like something is like a bit unsettled within us, or just these powerful emotions that are coming up, or just like this deep internal but like kind of profound knowing that like something has to change, that something cannot continue to go on as it is. And this is gonna, I feel like, also again have a lot to do with like concepts and themes of like self versus others, you know, how we have identified ourselves previously in the context of a group, versus how we are coming to re-identify ourselves now in the context of our own individuality. So like these are, you know, what we could be dealing with, the past and the future, you know, who we've been and who we're becoming now, what once was, and you know what appears to be unfolding before us, caught in between, but knowing that, you know, we've got to let go of something in order to somehow move forward. And with the Pluto moon opposition, again, this could be some very powerful emotions. This is also a very, very strongly psychic energy that we have going on Sunday. And it's also being indicated by the positions, the Sabian symbols on Sunday as well. Interestingly enough, on Sunday, we have the sun at 18 Virgo. That Sabian symbol is two girls playing with an Ouija board. And we also have Pluto, which is involved in this grand cross, right? Squaring the nodes and the moon and Cancer, forming the opposition to Pluto. That's what's bringing this vibe shift and kind of like putting us back in that grand cross energy on Sunday. Pluto is at 29 Capricorn, a woman reading tea leaves. So it's like the future and what is to come. It's like picking that up and knowing it intuitively on these gut levels and just feeling, you know, kind of like the intuitive urge that we need to move forward. We need to make a change. We need to separate ourselves from something. We need to move towards something else. But, you know, also simultaneously maybe like fearing the process on one hand, or just still feeling like caught or, you know, caught up or trapped by something that we can't release ourselves from. But if that is the case, I'm telling you guys, like, universe will work, or actually more specifically probably Uranus will work in such a way over the course of this next several months and into 2024 where, you know, you will be released, okay, through, for better or worse, from anything that is not in alignment or that is blocking or stifling your potential and your purpose. So this is more energy that we have coming up on Sunday that may really be making that known to us again, but it's probably hitting on these more like internalized, intuitive levels, powerful intuition and spiritual connection as a catalyst for change. Also, you know, spiritual guidance, an ability to connect to a higher power, to our higher selves. And when, you know, they always, sort of like the wisdom is when there's no way out, when you're blocked in everywhere, when you're caught by this cross energy, the way out, you know, is up. Okay, so with the symbolism coming through and also this very powerful moon Pluto opposition with the moon in the sign of Cancer as well, it really is this very powerful ability to connect to spirit, to connect to our intuition, to connect to our higher self that is the guiding force to help us through whatever more difficult energies could present as a result of these this grand cross stuff that we have going on. So destiny is calling our soul into action on Sunday, you guys, and we're going to start listening. Anywhere that we are also resisting or ignoring the calls of the calls of our soul on these deeper intuitive levels, that is also where we're going to experience more issues and more difficulties as we move through the coming days, weeks, and months. We have a mission right now, you guys, and we can't let anyone who is not a part of that mission hold us back anymore. And as we go through these personal changes, all of our relationships are going to begin to change. The social constructs, like I said, that we've identified ourselves with must now either upgrade themselves, transform themselves, evolve themselves to match where we are going, or, you know, this is the time where they have served their purpose and it's time for us to graduate and move on from, you know, their affiliation with our lives and to release ourselves into this new paradigm of personalized self-expression and fulfill the mission that universe has for us at this point in time. People may really be demonstrating or going through, you know, some powerful emotional reactions or emotional responses, or just getting kind of swept up, and maybe some very like cathartic energy as well on Sunday. But again, we're talking about Pluto. This is purge, this is purification, and this is ultimately transformation. So there could just be some things that really need to come out, and as a result of going through that process and maybe like purging some things out, we come to discover that we're ready to release and move on from some things. North node in the sign of Aries, south node in the sign of Libra, squaring Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Breaking free from, or some type of transformation from like the control matrices that we've existed within in the past, detaching us from some type of group think or social construct or social conformity as we move forward towards our personal mission. And then the moon in the sign of Cancer in alignment, right, with the truth of our soul. The moon rules the sign of Cancer. Cancer is this sign, all I mean, the moon is all about, you know, it's the soul, it's our feelings, it's our internal environment, it's our emotions, and it's our emotions as a result of our connection to our own internal nature, to our own soul nature. So powerful transformations to free our soul, to move us forward in an independent new direction, characterized by whatever purpose we need to fulfill on that greater level. So that's what I'm going to say, you guys. Pretty significant message coming through for the energy this weekend, especially, you know, on Sunday. Things could definitely get real deep, but it's funny, you know, we're starting out like on the tippy top of the mountain in this Jupiterian energy, just like seeing the vast vistas below and like having this overall view. But then by the time we get to Sunday, we are like diving down into the depth of like our own psyche, okay, and like our own, the depths of our own soul, right, with this Cancer moon energy. And ready to make some changes moving forward. Like I said, by the time we get to the end of this month of September, we are really going to be actively pursuing change, especially in the realms of our relationship world. Okay, so let's grab a synchronicity card now. God, Spirit, Universe, what would be some good advice for us this weekend? This very beautiful energy weekend that I think that there's going to be some good things going on for us. Okay, the card says decide. So that's where we're at. We got to make a choice, and we are gaining the awareness, I feel like, in this energy to make a wise choice with Jupiter. Also, Jupiter trying, you know, Mercury in the Virgo energy. This is about choices. This is about decisions. So we are being given the understanding and the awareness to make maybe some different choices or some wiser choices moving forward. But we've got decide coming through, okay? And a house divideth against a house falleth. Luke 11:17. When you cannot make up your mind about something, you are battling in your own mind. Your house is unstable. Come to a clear-cut decision about a situation and follow what is right and good. Stick to that decision. Do not waver. And that's what Jupiter does. You know, this is the energy about what is right and what is good. So I do feel like, as I said, we are all going to come to understand what is right and what is good for us now on some level throughout either the course of this past week or as we go through the weekend, which is going to help us decide to make some different and perhaps better choices for ourselves that will be much more in our like best interest moving forward. So that's what I'm gonna say today, you guys. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think they would be interested in this type of astrology, if you think that they would like this type of content as well. Leave me comments, you guys. I'm so grateful for all of you. I really truly appreciate knowing what is going on with you. If you are having experiences that line up with what I'm talking about in these videos, please let me know in my comment section below. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I have a Facebook group, a Facebook page, an Instagram, some other social media stuff in my description box below. This whiteboard I post in my Facebook group. So if you are looking to see what that says in all of its entirety, that's where you will find it. And come back with me on Monday, you guys. We have a fresh week of astrology going on. Let's take a look. Let's see what's coming at us next week. It's going to be the 11th. Actually, we're starting off and we don't have the 11th, the 12th. We've got some Uranus energy coming in next week. We've got Venus squared Jupiter retrograde going on. And the big news of the energy next week actually is going to be the new moon that is happening the 14th into the 15th, which will be in an trine to Uranus in the sky. So we've got another very Uranian oriented week coming in next week. Whatever we're gaining awareness to this week, whatever clarity, whatever we're finding out is about to cause some surprises in the days ahead, and I'll be here to talk about it. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it, guys. I will see you then, and until next time, bye.